I lost on the snowman.
Robert, I think our just Megas asked.
Yeah. That's fine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the press conference with G2. First question is from Namin. Labrov and SkewMond, both of you joined a roster with impossibly high expectations after a stretch of insane dominance by G2. Now, any falter can bring fan criticism and community wrath down on you two more often than not. How much do you think this affects you, and how do you think about it with regards to your performance?
For me personally, I didn't really think about it too much. I think if anything, I was thinking about it like before we play our first LEC games, especially because for me, like I didn't even play in LEC. So like yeah, by joining G2 and knowing like their past like dominance in Europe, for sure, like I was thinking about that and like about the expectation from everybody. And since we didn't really showed up in the first games and we were starting losing, and after that, like we lost both finals. Yeah, like definitely, it didn't impact me that much, like the social aspect. But for sure, like just losing these two finals, it sucks, right? Because G2 have just they've been winning like for so long, and we just came, me and Labrov, and we just lose two finals. So yeah, I mean, definitely sucks a lot, but I don't think that it impacted me that much. Besides, like the beginning, probably.
For me, I would say it probably impacted me a little bit in the start when I joined G2 in the winter split as well. But I feel like right now and recently, I don't really focus at all on it. I'm also not using social media much, and it helps me as well. And yeah, just focus on the present and on the games ahead, rather than just like the expectations that people have and stuff like this.
SkewMon, next question so the only tier 1 Nunu games played in the last 5 years came from Inspired at Worlds last year. A player you may eventually face on the main stage. So what do you think about his Nunu or his gameplay in general?
About his Nunu, I mean, like from the game I saw against Genji last year, I was watching the series. It was pretty nice to see it, but I think it was kinda like forced. But I think they played it beforehand in like in a Swiss stage, and this game they won. And yeah, I mean, I think that it just made sense in that game. I think against Genji it was more like forced to maybe um, catch them off guard, right? But I think that yeah, I mean, he has a decent Nunu. I think mine is like kinda outmatched. I mean, obviously because I was a one trick beforehand. And yeah, I mean, as a player, I think like he's for sure like really strong. And I think that yeah, I mean, like he has been the dominating like the LTA for many years right now. And I think that he's coming as one of the best junglers Europe ever had. So I'm really looking forward for potentially facing him. And I think that it will be a really good matchup.
And following up on that conversation about Nunu, how much of that was about securing Tristana? Since Caps was dominating so hard in the 1v1, a champion like Tristana could heighten that even more. So what kind of went into that pick?
Yeah, I mean, for the Nunu, I mean, without talking too much, I mean, like it's been like it was a champion that we've been practicing from time to time in scrims because I think that the champ definitely has some potential in like fearless draft. So I think that I saw the angle, I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, I think it like can definitely be good. Uh, like right now, we're in hindsight, when I look at the whole draft, I don't think it was that insane. I'm kind of diving into like Zyra, Rakan, Ari, Jax. It's like definitely not the best pick. So I'm pretty sad that we didn't win with it, but I guess like at least we won the whole series, so that's nice. And I think yeah, I mean it definitely synergizes pretty well with Tristana because of your passive. Like you're kind of a front lane, you engage for her, you can create some space, and you give her some bit of attack speed with your passive.
Next question from Sons of KS. Over to Labrov. You've been playing engaged heavy champions and showing solid synergy with Hansama. So how do you feel that bot lane meta suits you right now? And has your partnership evolved over the season?
Uh, I really like the fearless meta. I think you can play many champs, engages like enchanters like Seraphine, Karma. All like I feel like the meta is very open, especially going into later in the series, and I enjoy it. I feel like I'm good at many champs, and yeah, like whatever the situation is needed. Like I'm good at like engaging and the range sums as well. And with regarding Hans, I think we like we showed a solid performance so far. I feel like as a bot lane. Of course we haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. For example, like dying sometimes and not pressuring our leads that we create. Uh, but I'm confident we can step it up for the future games.
And last question from Min. So, are these intense 5-game victories a strategy just to ensure that EU fans can wake up and catch the final games? In both series you guys played during the play-in stage, like how come you all of a sudden looked really good in Game 5?
Yeah, I would say we purposely increased Game 4 in Game 3, so we can have as much practice on stage as possible. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think we haven't been very consistent, and it shows to our games. I think we really need to step it up for the like future games against top Asian teams, especially. And yeah, I'm glad we can manage to reset between games if we have if we have a hard game, careless, and show up on Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. Like, obviously, in hindsight, right now, like it's pretty good that we had a lot of games on stage. Like, it well, pretty warmed up coming into the main stage against Genji. But yeah, I mean, for sure, I think like the main issue is that we are not consistent enough in the games. I think that when we are playing together and we're playing just good League of Legends, it just shows, and we're winning most of these games. But yeah, I think like the main focus for us is like to just be consistent on what we are doing. And yeah, like as I said, as Lavrov said, I'm pretty happy that we are able to actually like reset between the games, because obviously, like for example, in today's series, when you are starting to get reverse sweep, it's really important that you keep up the confidence on your picks and on your gameplay. And I think that we've showed it today as well. So I think yeah, it's just promising for our future series, and I hope that we'll be able to yeah just step it up and not get stomped by every Asian team we faced, and show some adversity and probably like even win the series.
All right, that concludes the press conference with G2. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.